Bengals and Bears, week 1. I think this is the most highly anticipated Bengals season ever, beyond the I-275 loop, beyond Bengals country.
Yes.
Because here I still think that the club is fighting the perception. And I get it. There's built-in cynicism. People are jaded. They've been beaten down by losing, disappointments. I think people want to jump on. I think they're waiting and dying for this team to give them a lot of reasons to think that they're legitimately, going to contend for a championship this year. But we've seen their warts around the country. They love this team.
But the AFC right now, at least their division, the AFC North, is wide open.
Brutal.
Wide open. I mean, you've got some key losses for the Ravens, huge losses from the Steelers, and the Browns are always going to be the Browns. So, in my opinion, there is no reason why they should not be immediately considered as a contender for the title and take the title for the AFC North.
It's funny, if you look at the AFC, to me it feels like Houston should be the prohibitive favorite.
Sure.
Denver has some issues. I have no idea, outside of Kimbrell Tompkins, UC guy, who Tom Brady's going to throw to. It feels like Houston should be the favorite, but nobody's buying in. Look at the AFC, how hard it's going to be to crack the postseason. I don't think the Colts are going to be nearly as good. I think Kansas City can surprise, but I don't think anybody would be stunned if the division winner from the AFC dragged 2 wildcard teams from this division from the AFC North, dragged 2 wildcard teams into the postseason with them. I think there's a genuine possibility that these teams just beat the hell out of each other, and there's 3 playoff teams in this division. All right, they go to Chicago.
Yes, sir.
I feel really good about this game for a couple of reasons. Jay Cutler has Brandon Marshall, who's complaining about injuries already.
Good.
They have Matt Forte. Outside of that, no bear caught.
He's on my fantasy team, so I would like to see a good, almost productive game.
All right, cool. Other than those 2 guys, no bear caught more than 30 passes last year. So there's a lot of unknown there. They have finally retooled that offensive line, but there's some youth there. I think the Bengals up front defensively beat them at the line of scrimmage. There's too many unproven rookies, too many unproven guys on that offensive line for Chicago. And I'm going to put some faith in Andy and AJ and Tyler Eifert and those guys and assume that this team can hang a number in the mid to high 20s.
Wow.
I don't think Chicago's going to score often. I don't think they're going to find the end zone all that often against this team. I think they're going to get to Jay Cutler. I think Chicago forced a lot of turnovers last year. I don't know what their identity is defensively. It kind of feels like they're in the middle of a changing of a guard. Tillman and Briggs are their best players, but ancient. I think the Bengals win, and I'm going to say relatively easily. I'm going to say 27-17.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I'm
feeling it.
I'm going just the opposite. I'm thinking defense is going to be the one that actually saves this game for the Cincinnati Bengals. Because like you, I'm not sold 100% on the Bengals offense. Like, I'm not going into this saying, they've easily got 21 points. If they get 21 points this week, I'll consider that a victory because I think, for whatever reason, they get off to slow starts. And I think going into Chicago, I think they're going to get off to a slow start. I'm going to give the Bengals 21 points, and I will give the Bears 14 points. I think it's going to be a boring game. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, and I think there'll be a key turnover by the Bengals defense that actually wins the game on a last drive by Andy Dalton. That's what I'm calling.
I'm going to say they go 10-6. That is actually going to be better than last year's 10-6. I think this year, the fact that I didn't improve their record from last year is more of a statement of the quality of the division and the quality of the schedule.
Knowing that you have to go through the Pittsburgh Steelers to own this division, knowing that you have to go through the Baltimore Ravens to own this division, are you looking past Chicago this weekend? Like, it's because it's not just a game on Sunday at 1 o'clock. It is Monday Night Football. It is prime time against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Cincinnati, Ohio. Is Andy Dalton, are you looking at that going, this is a little bit bigger, this gets a little bit more of my attention than the Chicago
No, I
Bears?
don't think that's ever the case in the season opener. I think, if anything, and I got this impression watching Hard Knocks, and I got this impression watching the preseason games, I think this team just can't wait to play on Sunday. I think this team just viewed the preseason as, let's get this over with. They came across to me as a team that is very confident in themselves, that's very sure of themselves, that feels like at the beginning of the season they have something to prove and meet those expectations. I don't think they're going to take the Bears lightly. I don't think this team can afford to go on the road and take anybody lightly. I don't worry about them looking ahead. I think they're going to be pretty focused. I see them going to Chicago and playing really well. I don't love this Bears team. They might be the one NFL team, the Bears, that I have. People forget they were 10-6 a year ago.
Yep.
They've got a new coach they brought in from the CFL, coached the Montreal Alouettes. Actually, the playbook is in French now. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah. So the playbook is in French. I think they're the team in the NFL that's hardest to put your finger on because, Jay Cutler stands a chance to make a lot of money,
Yeah.
to get a new contract. They don't have a lot of weapons around them.
Well, people forget they were in the Super Bowl not that so many years ago where they were favored.
They were 10-6 last year. They weren't bad, but they don't appear good this year.
They could be the Bengals of the NFC just in the fact that they were starting off great last year, and then they just started falling off, and they lost a lot of key games that year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So I say they win. You say they win.
Win-win.
All right, we're excited. We'll do this again.
I'm just excited because Sundays give you an excuse to just eat like total crap.
Yeah.
I'm going to be ordering a pizza. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait to put on my Bengals weight, maybe another 10 to 15 pounds, I'm thinking.
I'm actually going to the game.
Of course you are.
I've always wanted to go to Soldier Field. And UC plays at Illinois on Saturday, so why not make?
How'd you get the tickets, if you don't mind me asking?
For the Bears game?
No, for the Bears game.
StubHub.
Liar.
I'm not lying at all.
Are you sure?
StubHub.
You got something with the Bengals?
They won't let me on their pregame show. I'm pretty sure they're not going to give me tickets. Hey, we're not going to let you on our pregame show, but here's a couple of ducats for the opener.
I tell you what. Speaking of which, the pregame show, I'll be doing the pregame show on WEBN Monday at Tin Roof about 4:00. Why don't you stop by
before the Steelers game?
Yeah, we'll talk some football.
I might do that.
Do that.
Okay.
I always invite you on there.
I can't wait.
They got good wings, and
it.
I'll buy beer.
Fantastic. We'll talk again next week.
Yes, we will, unless James forgets.